Was you nervous? Never in doubt. Shameless settings. Arsenal 3, Tottenham Tottenham Spur 2. Arsenal get 3 points. 5-goal thriller. Now, I'm sure on a serious note, everyone's emotions have kind of died down. On another day, the performance wasn't particularly good enough, but it's just about winning, getting 3 points, and we found a way to do it. Now, on another day, we'll get into everything again with the connotations of us chasing City or trying to hope City, slip up and getting 3 points. We've done what we've needed to do. We got 3 goals. The bragging rights are ours. It's a massive week where we played Chelsea and Spurs. I wouldn't quite say Spurs are our rivals, but they don't like us, and Chelsea more historically rivals. We beat both of them teams. Now we need to go back to the drawing board and focus on Bournemouth, Everton, and Manchester United. Now, it's a bit of a weird game where I think all 5 goals for both teams could have been avoided. No doubt David Raya is going to catch a lot of heat, and he kind of ruined a good performance because I think he played some very good passes, long passes to Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka, and for the large part, he was decent. 9 times out of 10, he makes those passes, but the one time it couldn't happen was today, and it happened, and it made a nervous game. Now, on another day, when I remove emotions and whatnot, I do think, the fact of we've had we did look a bit leggy. I don't think initially, we had a lot, the passing was necessarily the best really from a number of our players. And whatever way we say it, we were winning 3-0 at halftime. It's gone to 3-2. We know there was a penalty, dumb stuff from Raya. He has to hold his hands up. I think all 5 goals were terrible, really and truly. And I think, say what you want about Spurs. They've got some quality players, as do we. None of those goals were one where either manager could sit there and say, fair enough, Son did a madness. This guy did something crazy, or we did, really and truly. I think naturally Spurs were going to start off well. They were going to, we're at their place. They could ruin our title challenge and things like that. And it sounds mad, but I do think, on one hand, if you concede 3 goals, you deserve to be 3 goals down. But on another hand, definitely the first 2, it's like Spurs didn't necessarily deserve to be in that position. I think they started well. There was moments in the game where, every Spurs player apart from Vicario obviously was in our half. And we knew there were going to be times we were going to have to defend deep and things like that. But again, I can't really say either team weren't good enough in the final third, because it was a very entertaining North London derby. Even had a penalty that was written in the stars, but it weren't really and truly. Again, it took us a while to wake up, in my opinion. I would say the first 2 goals we scored, the only goal I'd be happy about is Saka's, because it was against the run of play. Maddison spent the whole game on the floor. He's trying to appeal for a penalty. Declan Rice has picked his pocket. It's a fantastic pass from Kai Havertz. If Partey, Odegaard, Jorginho, whatever had you do that, did that, fans would be waxing lyrical. Yeah, so when he found Saka, great composure from Bukayo to put the ball in the back of the net. The first goal, the own goal from Højbjerg, I actually think Vicario and I can't remember the centre-back, but they actually did Davies dirty and we pressed them into that mistake. Obviously, Spurs are terrible at set pieces. We're quite good at it, so it's nice to see we exploited that. So, and I did think actually Spurs had a good reaction to the first 2 goals that they conceded. For a large period, they had the more possession than us, the shots, all of that kind of stuff. But as an Arsenal fan, 9 times out of 10, previous to these last 2 years, we've seen us dominate all those statistics apart from what matters, which putting the ball in the back of the net and winning. And I would say it's another game kind of like Aston Villa to a degree, Bayern Munich away, kind of like Chelsea in the first half, where we've gone into half time, and I don't think Mikel Arteta is happy. I feel Tomiyasu did well against Kulusevski, and Kulusevski was good. He sent Kai Havertz shot, but I think the passing from Tomiyasu, I don't think Trossard had his best at game. Sometimes he was dilly-dallying in possession. I think Partey was good. I think Saka was okay to a point. I think Havertz would be the man of the match for me from an Arsenal perspective. Again, we could have avoided the dramatics, and we were 3-0 up to let it be 3-2, regardless of how it's happened. On one hand, it's lovely to get over the line, because in previous years, Spurs maybe get an equaliser or get another. But on the other hand, we need to be a little bit boring. And, Declan Rice has conceded a pen. Raya's made a mistake. It happens. You hold your licks for that. But collectively, we've got over the line. Would have loved a clean sheet, but it wasn't that really. And as I said, I feel both teams could take some encouraging things from this, but both teams probably need to do a lot better in other games. When you look at half-time, people, they had 7 shots, none on target, 72% of the ball in 3 corners. We had 4 shots, 2 on target, which was obviously the goals, 28% of the ball in 2 corners. So we've taken advantage of the little openings we've been provided with. And I actually feel for both teams, I think, as I said, I think Spurs' reaction to going a goal or two down was good. But for large parts of it, really, they weren't, neither team was cutting each other open, you know, for a large part, Romero, and it was probably a sign of things to come with him scoring, and it's a belated birthday present for him. He had a couple of headers, not really anything in that regards. For us, you just want to see us ask some questions, really and truly. I feel our passing was really off in the first 10 minutes. As I said, Spurs started well. They had the majority of the ball in the opening exchange, and they, you know, we did look a tiny bit lethargic. We weren't as intense with our passing. I think we gave it away a lot, and I did need us to settle and wake up, and we did show that on occasion. As I said, Spurs gave away a cheap corner. We made them pay with Saka delivering for Højbjerg to put in the back of his own net. Saka has obviously been set up by Kai Havertz, who had a great game, and large up Kai Havertz for scoring from a corner as well. I mean, for those of you like myself that were watching it on TV, you probably would have seen when Declan Rice is going to take that corner, some fan, you know, some B-Tech Puyo is giving Declan Rice some heckling, and we've obviously set up a goal, really. And for Spurs, that's a well-known weak spot of theirs. I do think, you know, if their initial game plan was to come out and match us and give a good account of themselves, to a degree, they kind of did that. But possession doesn't mean anything if you're not going to get over the line. So we went into half time. I would have to see it again, but I don't know if Odegaard was offside first time around. But I thought we should have a goal. I thought we caught life where, you know, Van der Ven, who had a very good game. Van der Ven, very good game, really. Even a couple of times we was breaking and hoping to get a full, very good centre back. We're probably fortunate that VAR disallowed his goal. I felt in many ways a bit harsh on Spurs to find a way that they're in the position they are. But at the same time, for us, I guess it talks how good we've become in that it was nowhere near our best. It definitely weren't pretty, but we've been able to exploit and take advantage of small openings provided, really and truly. I just want us at halftime to look after the ball a bit better, create some chances that we've got the quality to do that, and be a bit street smart. We're winning 3-0. Obviously, it was nice to get the third goal. 2-0 is dangerous. Spurs have to come out and be aggressive. They have to commit to trying to get back in the game, which they kind of did via our opening. Or, you know, they have to say what sounds better, 3-0 or 4-1. I think Kai Havertz did very well working in the channels, winning the first and seconds. I think him and Saka was really the outlet, really and truly. Big up Thomas Partey. Second half, though, I must admit, though, it felt like both teams were kind of resigned to it ending 3-0. You know, Spurs had the possession. We started well, but it weren't really anything. Obviously, when Raya's made a mistake like he has, that's going to give a bit of optimism for Spurs, and that's something we need to learn and do a lot better in. Obviously, Declan Rice has conceded the pen. It wouldn't be a North London derby if Tottenham Hotspur didn't get a penalty in that regards. Son does what Son does, put the ball in the back of the net. And then it's a nervy end, really, but we remained firm. We got over the line. And as I said, when the game's done, we can dissect the performance and do all of those sort of things there. But it's just about the 3 points. But I'll be kidding if I didn't expect an equalizer. So we remained firm. Maybe in previous years, we crumble in that regards. I think both teams could have done a lot better. We had 9 shots, 3 on target. On another day, we need to defend better. There needs to be less individual mistakes. We need to look after the ball a lot better. I would say both teams need to create to the quality that they have as well, man. So there's plenty of things we could have done a bit better, but it's just about getting the job done. And that's exactly what we've done. We've got a good record against the top 6. We enjoyed today. We enjoyed this week. We now focus on Bournemouth, Bournemouth, Everton and Manchester United. And you obviously hope that City slip up and drop points, which I can't really see happening. So, the winners win and the losers explain. I think, there was good, bad and the ugly from both teams. I feel if it was a draw, both teams really couldn't complain. I think both teams shot themselves in the foot. I think there's a lot for both managers to go back to the drawing board, because 5 goals, when you think of Son, Maddison, Saka, Trossard, Odegaard, Kulusevski, all of these great footballers, there weren't really 5 goals where you sit up and go, yeah, but I'm supposed it was a great game for the neutrals. End of the day, we got 3 points. We just need to keep going, man. Let me know your thoughts, people. I will give Kai Havertz man of the match. Let me know your thoughts on the game, on individual performances, on any talking points that have eluded me. And come on, you Gunners, man. London is red, let alone North London. West Ham, to be fair, they've beaten us, but we've beaten West Ham last time we played them, dealt with Chelsea, dealt with Spurs. It's been confirmed that it's St. Tottenham's Day as well. Not that we're looking at that. They've got to look at Aston Villa, and indirectly, Aston Villa are running away with 4th, but we've shot down the small chances Spurs had. So I think there's a lot for both teams to go to the drawing board. And I think, Spurs kind of stopped us playing, maybe a lot of external factors that have nothing to do with Spurs, but, they kind of crippled the way we was playing. We weren't at our sparkling best in the final third. Evidently, we didn't defend as good as we can. We got the 3 points. We can talk about that, but I do think we need to dissect the performance internally at Arsenal, get back to the drawing board and be a lot better in what remains of the season, people. So that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Appreciative to you lot. Enjoy your Sunday, Arsenal fans. Spurs fans unlucky. Peace.
Always